Wassail. So it's a new moon in Taurus soon, and that full moon that we just had in Libra has had me very, very spaced out. It's all gorgeous, but there's a lot of shifting energies taking place. Oh no, I was going to do Rasuli first. I'm going to ask for one card from here. I'm trying so hard to resist the temptation to second guess anything from all the things I've been seeing recently. But I will tell you a really lovely story. I was sitting in a little part of the woods just connecting with everything, and I got up to leave and I could hear the gates banging on the tennis courts, and there's a very narrow bit that you have to go down to walk out. And there was a small boy who was kind of pulling at the fencing and rolling around in his own little bubble. And then really bizarrely, he started to do vocal toning like me, and he was wobbling the voice and catching the harmonics, which was so special and so magical. It was like seeing a child of the future already living. He was singing his love in his bubble to the world that he wanted to heal, because he can see a better vision of life and energy. It was so lovely. Anyway, to the cards, to this new moon. There it is. I mean, seriously, this card. So, this old chestnut, life's purpose. Seek your own deeper vision for life is the overall theme of this new moon. And it is pulling so many things into my mind that I feel need to be expressed, but I'm actually going to leave that as the theme and allow all those things to come out in the cards. Again, I'm really trying hard to go with the flow of what Spirit wants to say. So, with the Kim Kranz Wild Unknown Animal deck, let's have a sense of the energies. This is an earthing moon. It's all about all those emotions that have been fired up into the air during this Aries full moon and the new moon and the full moon in Libra to bring this balancing. They've all balanced, and now with the Taurus we're going to bring all those emotions down and we're going to clean them and earth them. I know that much. So what are these? What are the messages for this new moon? There's just one at the moment, whale. So, going really deep, deep, deep. The bottom of the ocean is the deepest you can get and the closest you can get to the earth itself. You know, when we're living on the land, we're above water. This is deep, really far. And the whale goes all the way down, and at the very bottom are the slowest, most stuck emotions, and we've just got to go in and we've got to knock the energy of those so that they can begin to break up and ripple so that we can process them. They're not personal. They will be, you'll feel they're personal, but they're not. They're ancient sort of energies that have been stuck. That's why they're the deepest. They're the ones that have played out the most. And then there's been layers and layers of things, and sometimes something will knock this and that energy rises up. So this is the point where we need to bring that energy all up. We've got to go, everyone, to the very bottom and shake the very foundations of our frequencies to allow them to open up so that this greater healing can take place with this moon. Who knew? So, that's water, and the whale is emotions. Now we have two to do with air and spirituality. So, B here is representing this new moon, the birth of something brand new. This is the point at which more, because this card is so multi-dimensional, the B is kind of it's, if you imagine a kind of, I don't know, like a Rubik's Cube or a whole series of colanders, and they're all inside each other, and somehow you've got to match up all the things so that you can push a pin or a long stick through one of the holes, a wire or something, and get it all the way out the other side perfectly. But you've got to keep somehow trying to line up the other bits by rolling it and to get the right code exactly. Because if you put the pins through, say, just the second skin's hole that's not the actual correct hole, then you're connecting through to a different timeline. And at the moment, the cosmos is doing the work of lining all of these dimensions up into a sort of single, not time frame, but a single point, an apex. And that's going to happen. It's just something that's happening to thought. Thought is being completely transferred. The way we think about everything is about to be kind of turned on its head. And we're flying from this darkness towards a new vibration, a new frequency that's when these all match. It's just that there's a divine timing to this. And remember, you're seeking your life's purpose. You're seeking to create your ideal world, so that this idea of having a sacred space, you kind of need to imagine yourself sitting in the earth, on the earth, and nobody else exists. It's just you and the natural world, because then you won't need any barriers. You can be anywhere on the natural world just by thinking it, but there's nobody else there. There's no one to pass any judgment on you or any thoughts or push any ideas into you. It's just you and the earth, and how the earth will just care for you. And the idea is that this is your meditation space. We all need to be creating a space where it's just us and the earth, so that we build a relationship with the planet, us and the planet in love with each other, so that then when we come back out into the collective consciousness from within there, we want that for everybody. We want everybody to have that sense of total freedom, no judgment on any of their actions, to just let people be exactly who they are so that they can be perfect. Anyway, let's move on to the tarot. So what do you have? Wow, the Fool, a brand new beginning. And it flew out and sat just beneath the whale. It's like, that's how deep we're diving. We're diving so deep it creates a new beginning, but you've got to have faith. We're earthing those new thoughts that we've had during this period. I'll leave the other cards there for the moment. So there's the Fool at the sitting, it just skidded in down below here perfectly. It wasn't like wonky, it came right in, it flew out and sat, saying dive down, and then all of the energies that are still sort of fizzing up here on the surface as they rearrange themselves, they become beautiful, still, perfect as you enter into that brand new place. I'm being asked to read the cards with reversals, but neither of them are negative. The point of the reversals in this is that the cards that are coming out upright are telling you what Spirit's doing. So this card that sat there is saying that Spirit, the cosmos, the energies that are more macro than the earth itself, are creating this. If they're reversed, then it's the energy of the earth emanating outwards, and what the earth grid's energies are doing in response to the new energies coming down. So we have from Spirit the Daughter of Wands. This is telling us that this is representing the divine feminine Kundalini energy coming down, and the wand, the fire, the new thing that's blossoming is this new passion to be actually linked to the earth. Because the divine feminine's always been here, all the energies are, they're just in different, not strengths, but amplifications, because they're never weaker, even when there's less of them. But it's the frequencies and the amplifications that the cosmos goes through that makes some of them louder than others at that time. And at the moment, this is the beginning of this coming online louder, this energy, but it's trying to sort of do it gently, but there is a kind of pushing. It's trying to do it well, it is doing it through nature. It's not trying. The divine feminine is using the natural world energies. Now that the earth grid's not so raw, it's almost like a mirror's been turned. So everything that nature represents is the turmoil that man has represented as we've gone through, you know. It's almost like nature has become a reflection of us because we are so disconnected from it that we abuse it. So it reflects that back to us in the way in which it presents things to us. Now the mirror's being turned, and actually it's firing back on us the images that we gave it. It's saying to you, look at what you did. How does that energy feel when we flood you with it? And this mirror's not going to turn back. It's in the other direction now. It's already flowing to bring about these emotional changes, because this is daughter, this is new energy. This is what this, and this is already here, this new energy. So then we have the response of the earth. We have the Yggdrasil, the Eight of Pentacles, the infinity symbol. It's all this wonderful linking, all the cogs are in the right direction. This is sending out a whole new frequency, which is rebuilding it's rebuilding everything, even at the atomic level. It's the fractal. It's like a fractal frequency has changed, and you can fight it, and it doesn't matter if you want to fight that frequency. Everything's exactly as it should be. So this fractal frequency has changed, and it's slowly breaking down those fractals and changing them, like the colander and the stick that I mentioned earlier. So, and pentacles are earth. So these are inner work. This is, fire, this Daughter of Wands, this new ideas, these passions, and the pentacles is earth, and it was upside down, so it represents that. Now, the next card is also from the earth, and it's the emotions of the earth. And if you look at it, it's all to do with the moon again. So we're on this new moon. This is Metal Rat, year of the Metal Rat that we're on, because this is actually the 4th new moon in the Chinese New Year. And this is the offer of emotions that was only these 4 cups, and the rat sitting waiting for the right moment to let go so that the energy can come down and this new connective, emotional feminine energy can come down. It's not the full divine, but it's a change in the frequency pitch. As we've had that, as the mirrors switch, the raw masculines come down, we've got emotional masculine growing, and we've got emotional feminine beginning to grow, and they're growing closer together. It's when the divine aspect comes in that the full merge will take place. So what other messages do you have, please? It's so sweet the way they're doing this today. So look, we have the sun, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is upright, so this is cosmic energy is coming down through sunshine to bring about these changes in frequency, in experience, in understanding, in emotions. This is emotional masculine sun shining down onto the earth grid. And the Four of Pentacles, again pentacles. So this is the fractal within the earth, all of the cogs from the energy the earth's receiving from above, it's responding to them because that's the new fractal frequency. And so it's like a clockwork toy. Everything's lining up on the different aspects, including down to the fractals in our DNA, which are beginning to change and come online to accept these new energies so that we're in the new fractal frequency. It's something that can't be stopped. It's going to happen. And so it's a bit like there's the most giant cosmic carousel of, I don't know, starlight unicorns going round, and we're all supposed to just get on it while it sorts out all the flow and brings everything together, and then we can all get off again. So, because it will be fun. It really will be fun. Do we have any other energies? Do we have any other animal energies? So, they said I have to read Elk upside down. This is when we get the divine masculine and divine feminine. And the whole point of this card being upside down is it's going to turn absolutely everything upside down. Here's the solar eclipse, which is on Midsummer's Day, the 21st of June, 80% over land, which is amazing in itself, and it's got a real good high point in Tibet over the Himalayas. So it's a very cosmically significant moment when the energy of the earth grid will become divine masculine, and this means that the divine feminine energy can plant her energy directly all the way down into the earth grid to bring about the completion of this fractal switch that's affecting everything on the atomic level. And it is, I don't understand, it might be that new electrons or whatever, I'm not a scientist, I just get the sense that inside atoms they're being rearranged to match these fractals that are changing within the cosmos, and that will then begin that release of the eventual, not now, I mean talking long term ahead, the release of the divine masculine to head upwards, so that there's a complete transfer, and all the energies down here will be divine feminine, and then consciousness as it comes in will come down as divine masculine energies and sit down, so that it's a complete reversal of how our bodies are working at the moment. And the other card we have is Fire Ant, and this came as that fractal that I've just been talking about. It's all coming from cosmic energies. It's a new sun frequency. The frequency's already gone emotional, and you can see the blue in it, but the sun's frequencies are going to change again on the eclipse. It's a really big, beautiful shift that's coming. So just a couple more cards. There's three that jumped over, but I don't want them. I just want the ones that are here. So these are the Son of Swords. Now he's usually quite a sort of flippant, flinging his sword around kind of character, but this Son of Swords, because it's coming as an earth energy, is the idea that the thoughts of the Earth's frequencies are changing, which is affecting our molecules. It's bringing through, it's cutting through, it's beginning to bring a new alignment into our molecules. And it's connected in with spirit having been tangled, because the heart chakra, because this represents a heart chakra, has been obscured from its true frequency by the tangling of thoughts and emotions and traumas, and being unable to see the clarity. The earth is coming in to wash that energy out, because the earth's covered in the Akashic records of humanity. If water decides to change its frequency because the planet's only showing love, then all the energy of water becomes love, and then that just cleanses through us. You know, it's all very well for us to imagine, and it is true, they do need us because we are the consciousness, but the idea that our consciousness, even in a group, when we all come together eventually to do this thing, is the energy, we're fooling ourselves. The energy is the earth directing us to do this. And then we have two more cards of the earth. We have the Ten of Wands, which is the earth saying that it's ending all of the burdens. Everything that people feel traumatized about, the earth frequency is completely changing. All the fractals, all those stuck emotions will just begin to just drift away from us. They no longer belong. So it's this earth healing of our molecules. And I do keep seeing this image of people being healed of their thoughts, of their bodies, but not of their emotions. The emotions are the things that we're going to be, this is what this is saying, the emotions are the things that we've got to cut through gently. That's why I was saying earlier, he's usually very quick with his sword, but this is really about going in and very just lightly unpicking things so that this we can see the emotions and wash them through properly. Okay, so that because some of these emotions belong to this old age, and so we just need to witness them and just go, I let go of it because it was part of what was before the mirror flipped, before we changed to this frequency. It's just the way the energy was. There's no responsibility, no blame. It's just let go of it all, you know. That's why we need to keep in this flow and not keep trying to create too much into the future. But this new moon energy is going to bring these revelations within us. And then we have the earth. This is always a card of the third eye opening, of joy, of untangling and seeing the truth of something. But this is the earth opening its third eye to us, because it holds the blockage of the veil in the physical world that stops the flow of the energy, because it's always a combination of both energies. It's no good just thinking just spirit will be able to do it. Spirit's only got one half of the story, the earth has the other half, and that's why we have to find a way of really coming into the earth. So I'm going to just take, because the earth is in the shamanic deck and it really wants to just, well, that was a flippy. The moon has turned up just to say, hello, I'm very important, we know. And then we've got the mystical shaman, 11. This has now become this card of creating a whole new dimension, a whole new, it's going back to that story I said earlier of you and the earth, just blowing away all of these emotions by just being alone with the earth and feeling so totally safe and comforted that you can, through watching nature and observing and just flowing, you can see these emotions will be spoken and pulled out of you, and you can just let them go because you're so perfectly safe in your sacred space. And it's you and it's the earth And the longer you stay there, the stronger your connection will be through your molecules to the higher self version of you that's always with you, but is frequencying through another dimension because they're much higher up. And you can begin to connect more strongly with them and through the earth, because it needs to be through the molecules and through the spirit. You need to excite both energies in order to feel the fullness of this balance that's there already. But this is a thing saying people are going to start to feel this new energy now, because it's earthing back down all those emotions that have gone up in the air. Let's just have another mystical shaman. There, it's the carousel card. Get on the starburst unicorn carousel and just flow with the wonderful changes. You know, the energies that are bigger than us have got this, and it's all unfolding as it should. So what does Spirit have to say? The cosmic energies, what are the cosmic energies saying? Self-love. Spirit wants you to find this place to create a brand new, perfectly truest frequency you've ever been. And it's a space of you, your spirit, connecting with the earth to create this brand new, anchored, content, not alone. You're not lonely. You've got the entire earth holding you and letting you discover the truth of your self-love. And that's 42, which is a 6, a balance. And then you have the 7, celestial gatekeeper. Timing is critical. This is the fractals. They've got to all line up exactly in divine timing. So the energy of this moon is to just observe the flow of your new life's purpose that you're creating, to go as that whale down really, really deep. The bee and the hawk saying that all the dimensions, the fractals, are beginning to line up. This new beginning, this weaving of magic from the earth coming out. The sun and the earth's frequencies beginning to be in perfect alignment for each new phase. Everything, all the molecules, all the fractals down inside the particles, things are all beginning to rewire and change for this new fractal frequency that will shed all the burdens and will leave us with just the emotions to pick through and release in our sacred space, alone with the earth and our higher self. So not alone at all, you see. Really connected to everything. It's the next part, is this wonderful acceptance of the new energies, and the more people that can accept it, the more comfortable you'll feel quickly. Okay, anyway, that's the reading. I'm looking forward to this moon. I'm looking forward to everything because it's all so exciting. Anyway, wassail for now.